Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to a new video at Beyond the Cloud. Today we are going to discuss about AWS S3 object restore from Glacier to standard storage class. So in this video, we will explain the seamless process of retrieving archived data from Glacier and making it readily accessible in S3 standard storage class. Whether you are a seasoned AWS user or just diving into a cloud storage solution, understanding this process will enhance your data management skills and streamline your workflow. Restoring an S3 object from Glacier to standard is a seamless process that ensures quick access to archive data. When initiating a restore, S3 automatically retrieves the object from Glacier, making it available in S3 standard within a few hours. This feature is invaluable for accessing archive data without the delays associated with manual retrieval, enhancing the data accessibility and workflow efficiency. So let's dive in. Now again, if you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe and comment your thoughts. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. I will try to make some recommended video out of you guys. If you have any, let me know in the comment section. So sit tight and enjoy. So welcome to this tutorial of how can we restore object from Glacier to our S3 bucket. So sometimes it is needed that we need to restore our object, previous object or past object to our S3 bucket, and we have to analyze the data. So what is Glacier? What is S3 storage class? If you, I believe you know it. If you don't know it, you refer to my earlier video of what is an S3 and what is an S3 storage classes. I have explained all of the storage classes there, their lifecycle management. How can you do that? If you can watch out the video that is there in the link, then it would be beneficial before viewing this video. If you don't know this one, so Glacier is a archiving procedure, or Glacier is a secure, durable, and low cost archival storage for long-term data retention. So what does it mean? So if you dump all of your data into S3, and after some time, suppose maybe 1 year or 2 year, you think that okay, I don't need those datas, or couple of datas I don't need on regular basis. So what should I do with those data? Because I'm paying money for those data without having, or without accessing those data on frequent basis. So but I still need those data in an emergency purpose in future maybe. What can we do about those data? So first, we can do a data backup that is there, or we can archive the data into a secure and durable location like Glacier. So Glacier has three concepts or three flavors: deep archive, Glacier flexible retrieval, and Glacier instant retrieval or something. So it provides a secure and durable low-cost archival storage, and it is suitable for the data that is accessed infrequently and has retrieval times ranging from minutes to hours. So why I am saying that minutes to hours, you will see in this video. So in one of the storage classes, it is in minutes. In another storage classes, it is in hours. Okay. So why it is needed? So as I said, so the storage classes or moving the objects between the storage classes is needed most of the time, mainly for the cost optimization. By selecting the appropriate storage class based on the data access patterns and requirements, users can significantly reduce the storage class. So S3 standard class is costly, and if you store the data out of standard storage class to Glacier, you will pay much lesser money than the standard storage class. Next is durability and availability. So S3 ensures high durability and availability across all your storage classes, whether it is infrequent access zone, intelligent tiering, standard, Glacier, or whatever it is. And scalability. So S3 storage classes are designed to scale effortlessly, so accommodating changing storage needs without downtime. So you don't have your data downtime in your application. You can access the data whenever you need. And also the lifecycle management, which is really important. So I have explained lifecycle management in details in the other video. Please refer to that. So what we will do in this particular video. So here in this particular video, we will do, I will show you how can you restore a particular data from a Glacier to standard storage. So basically, if the data is in Glacier, you cannot just copy the data directly to your local. You have to copy the data out of the Glacier to your standard storage, then from standard to your local. So in S3 standard, it is not that it is not the case. So if you have a data in S3 standard storage class, you can directly copy the data out of the bucket to your local, or you can grab the data out of it. But if it is in Glacier or Glacier deep archive, you have to first give the restore request to AWS that yeah, I need the data. And after the restore request is done, then AWS gives you the data in a or AWS gives you the data in a in Glacier itself, and then you can take the data out of the Glacier to, or you can copy the data from the Glacier to standard, and from standard to your local if that is needed. So we will show you, or I will show you how you can restore, how you can give the restore request job to AWS, and how you can watch the status of the job, how it is going, and then when it is done, how can you again copy the data, move back to your bucket, and then to your local. So I hope you will enjoy this video. So let's go and do the practical. I have opened the AWS console of the account that I will be using. So you also should open the AWS console, and I will be using this North Virginia region. You can use whatever region you want. S3 kind of the service is global, but the bucket is regional. But I will use this North Virginia region. So first of all, we will create a bucket. So I will create a bucket, maybe test Glacier 2s3. Let's see if it is available, and I will create the bucket, and I see it is available. Oh wow. So this is my bucket, and the bucket name is test Glacier 2s3. We will upload a couple of objects here in this bucket, or maybe one object. Let's see. So I will add files. So this is an image. So this is an image file. I will upload this image file to my S3 bucket, and I will click on upload. So this is now uploaded, and I can see the data.png in my S3 bucket, and it is in standard storage class. So for this entire operation, you can also do it from the console itself. You select the object and go to actions, and under actions you can edit the storage classes there, and you can move your object from the storage classes. I will use this console a bit, but main thing I will use it from the S3 API or the AWS API call I will use. You know how to use this one, or if you don't know, you refer to my earlier videos. How can you use this CLI to have this AWS commands? Basically, you need to do AWS configure, and then you configure your local credentials for that, and then you can access your AWS account from this AWS CLI itself. So this is very easy, and this is basic step of AWS. So I will use this CLI to call this S3 API and do the operations. So first of all, so if you go back, or if we go back, we see that our data currently is on standard storage class. Now, if I want to copy the object to my local, how can we do that? I just copy the S3 URI, and then I will type in AWS S3 CP. This is the location from where I want to copy the data, and I want to copy the data in my working directory, and I will hit enter. And while I will give enter, it will check my credentials that if I am authorized to download the data, and if I am authorized, then it will download the data to my local. I can see that this data is in my directory. I will now delete the data. So the data is deleted. Now if I do ls, I don't see the data, so the data is deleted. So we can see that if the data is in standard storage class, we can directly copy the data out of the S3 bucket to our local. Now what if the data is not in standard storage class? Let's see. So I will edit the storage class, and I will move it to Glacier instant retrieval, this one, and then I will save changes. Now you see that the storage class has been changed, and it has changed to Glacier instant retrieval. Now can I retrieve the data instantly? Let's see. So I will give the exact same command. I want this data to my local working directory, and if I hit enter, you see that Glacier instant retrieval gives the data directly to my local. Now if I do ls, I see the data is there. So we see that S3 instant retrieval, when we went to this S3 instant retrieval, this storage class option, and we selected Glacier instant retrieval, and when we tried to copy the data out of it, the retrieval was instant. Actually, for Glacier instant retrieval, it is accessible for real time, but for flexible retrieval or deep archive or S3 intelligent tiering archive access or intelligent tiering deep archive access, these are not instant retrieval. So S3 object that are stored in Glacier flexible retrieval or Glacier deep archive storage classes are not immediately accessible. To access those objects in storage classes, you must restore a temporary copy of the object to your S3 bucket for a specified duration of times that we have to give in the parameter. And if you want to have a permanent copy of the object, restore the object and then create a copy out of it to our S3 bucket as a standard storage class. So this is what we will see. Now we see that even if the data is in instant retrieval, we can select the data, or we can copy the data instantly to our local. Now what if we see that the data is in instant retrieval storage class? Now what if the data is in edit storage class, and what if the data is in flexible retrieval? What will happen there? So I moved the storage class, or I changed the storage class to Glacier flexible retrieval, or I moved the object from Glacier instant retrieval to flexible retrieval. Now let's see what happens. So I have already the data. So I will delete the data by this, and then I will do ls. My data is not there. I will clear the screen, and then I will try to copy again the data. Now let's see what happens. Now if you try to access the data, or if you try to copy the data, we see that there is a warning, and the warning says skipping file this one. Why? Object is of the storage class Glacier, of course, and unable to perform download operation on Glacier objects. You must restore the object. So this is very important. You must restore the object to be able to perform the operation. So if the data is in Glacier flexible retrieval or Glacier deep archive, then we must restore the object to our S3 bucket first, and then we copy the data out of the S3 bucket to our local. There are two types of retrieval. One is if you want to retrieve temporarily the data to your S3 bucket, you don't need to change the storage classes. Then you just give the retrieval restore option, don't copy that, and then and there is another restoring option where you want to restore the object permanently. So then you have to give your then you have to change the storage class of the object as well. So we will see that in details. So first of all, we need to restore the object. So to restore the object, we can do it in two ways. We Let me show you from console, but I will not do it from console because if you do it from console, I mean, if you can always give the request from console, but the command is very useful. If you do it from the command, I can also show you that how can you check the job status of the restoring. So if you select the object, and if you see here action and initiate restore, if you initiate the restore, you have to give one option is number of days, how many days the restored object will be available to your storage class that you will be giving, and then whether it is a bulk retrieval or standard retrieval or expedited retrieval, what do you want. So this way you should initiate the restore. I will not do it here, rather I will do it from the command line. And the why I'm doing it, because the command is very handful if you are doing a coding with your, or if you have infrastructure as code in your local, and you must need the command to restore the object from Glacier to your local. So I will put the command now. So here is my command. What I'm saying is AWS S3 API. I'm using S3 API and restored object. This is the command restore object. To which object? I have to specify the bucket here. So the bucket name is test Glacier to S3, and I have to put the key here like which object I want to restore. My object is data.png, and then the restore request, and the restore request is having what, two parameters. I will give two parameters. So number of days I want my data to be restored. So after 10 days the data will be expired. Then the days I will select as 10, and the Glacier job parameter is kind of tier, like which tier I want to select. So there are three tier. One is expedited, one is standard, and one is bulk. So expedited requests are a bit costly. Standard is a standard, and bulk requests are when you have multiple object at a time, then you can use bulk request. But don't confuse this standard tier with standard storage class. Those are different. So this is tier. It's only the tier is different and storage class is different. So I am giving expedited request. So my request will be expedited, and it will restore the object in a faster way. So this is the restore request I will give, and if I hit enter, I will be able to see that one that I will be able to see, or there is no message actually, and I have to give another command to see the job request that is going on. So to give the command, I have another command. Now we see this command, AWS S3 API head object minus bucket, and this bucket name and key is my object key. So I want to see the restored status of this object of the bucket, and if I hit enter, I will be able to see that the restore request is an ongoing request. That means my restore is not completed. The accept range is byte, last modified date, content length. This is my size of the data. Content type is a PNG data, and server-side encryption, the default encryption of S3, and storage class is Glacier. I did not change the storage class. And the restore request is ongoing request is true. Whenever the ongoing request is false, that means my restore is done. I can copy the data from Glacier to S3. We have to wait a little bit time here for this to be false. Whenever the ongoing request will be false, I will be back. Let us check one more time. uh, oh, okay. So the ongoing request you see here, it's false. That means the restore has been done. So so if we go back to our bucket, this is still in flexible retrieval. Let us But my restore request is done. Now let us try to copy the data out of this S3 bucket to my local. We will be able to download the data because we have restored the data. So if we do ls and see, and we can see that the data is now in our local, and we are able to copy the data. So as we have given the restore request, and the data is temporarily available, and you see here, this is 21st of April. Why? Because I have given the expiry date of 10 days. So from today, it is after 21st of April, that is after 10 days the data will expire. Then I cannot copy the data out of the S3 bucket like this. Then I have to again restore the data, then I can copy the data. So the restore request is successful, and after 10 days the data will expire, and I cannot just copy the data again like this. So we have to again give the restore request. Okay, now what if I don't want to have this data in Glacier flexible retrieval after restore? I want a permanent copy in standard storage class. How to do that? So there is a command to do that. So this is the command where I'm saying AWS S3 copy, then the S3 URI of my data, and then again another S3 URI, the same URI. So I want the location will be same, the bucket and the location will be same. If you want to have this data inside a different folder, the target location inside a different folder to the target, then you can specify the folder name here. But I don't want to change that. But the thing that I wanted to show you is the storage class. Here I want to specify the storage class is standard. So if you see right now, the storage class is still Glacier flexible retrieval, but for 10 days we have temporary the data with us. We can just download the data from it. But what if I also want to change the storage class of the data to standard storage class? So this is how you give the request, and if you do it, Now the data is copied, and if I go back to console, if I just refresh it, you see that this storage class has been changed. Now the storage class is on standard storage class. So this is how you do it. This is how we swap around from Glacier to standards to instant retrieval. There is another storage class that I wanted to show you, but I think this will take a huge amount of time. So I will just edit the storage class again, and I will give it to deep archive. So if you give it to deep archived, and then if you give the restore request will be completed after kind of maybe 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. It takes huge amount of time. So I cannot just I cannot continue this video for that. So if try that out, try that Glacier deep archive. Just change the data object to Glacier deep archive, save the changes, and the command that I have shown you, give the exact same command to restore the object from deep archive to a temporary location. Download the object, check the job status, how it works, and let me know in the comment section how it went. uh, so this is how we do the restoring of the object, or this is how we swap classes of the object. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned how to restore an object from a Glacier to S3 standard bucket, how to do a temporary restoring, how to do a permanent restoring, how to change the storage class of an object, how to copy the object from S3 bucket to your local. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Um, and if you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and comment to my channel. This is what I wanted to show you, and let me know what you liked and what you didn't like, and also please let me know how the deep archive operations went with you, and if you face any difficulties for this deep archive and how long the job ran. I will be back with another exciting video. Till then, take care and goodbye.